traveling with my wife, Sarah, otherwise known as Dishes Every Day, her YouTube channel, with the ASMR dishes every day, doing the chores around the house. Thought we would do some Q&A for you guys. So those of you who join in on the live stream right now will travel with us as we head to the airport to travel off to Vegas for the One Rental at a Time conference. And thought it would be kind of fun to do a Q&A, live Q&A with Dishes here. Of course, many of you who follow the channel know the credible threat theory and heard me babble it on lots and lots of times, but a lot of you probably have some questions that you would like to ask Sarah on what it is that it's like to live with the Uneducated Economist and the start of the YouTube channel and everything that we've done here. So we got 5 people who have already joined in. Be sure and hit that like button when you join in on the live stream. By hitting the like button and sharing it right away, we'll get more people to join in on this live stream. It's going to make it a lot more fun since it's just really geared around a lot of questions and answering. So as soon as we start getting the questions in, we'll start commenting on them. You can hit the side over there, Mom. Let's see if it's scrolling. Yeah. Alright, so far we got a hey, huh? It's about as good as it's gonna get. Right now we're in Longview and we just entered in, heading basically to I-5, and then we'll be traveling down I-5 till we get to Portland. Right here, there's a warehouse that absolutely reeks of weed, and it's incredible. You drive past here and it just fills the whole car up with the smell of marijuana. Alright, what's our question, Mom?
It says, where's the camera?
The camera is on the side of the phone, and Sarah's holding it. It stinks, doesn't it? It's like it smells
strong.
like it smells strong like a skunk. Yeah, like really bad, or good, depending on how you see it.
Camry.
What's that?
Oh, Camry.
Oops, careful. And you can scroll those comments up and down. Yeah.
Yep.
Vegas brown.
Vegas. Yep, going to Vegas.
So I still have no idea what I'm going to talk about. I figure, I'll just babble on about the same thing I always babble on about, credible threat theory and whatnot. 32 people have joined in. That's right on.
Nice ride.
Yeah, this is my dad's car. So luckily he left it to me to drive around while he's down south, traveling around and hanging out with family down there. So very generous of him to share the new truck. So, hey, where'd you guys go? Careful, Mama, don't hurt them.
Sorry.
All right, you guys okay?
Yeah. Bouncy. Audio is a bit quiet.
Is it? Sorry, guys. I could probably reach the microphones back there. We can plug those in if we need to.
Good now, it says.
Oh, is it? All right. So let's get some questions rolling. What do you guys want to ask? Ask Sarah some questions. Coming up on this lumber mill here. Show them this lumber here when we go past. So this is like a little stud mill right here. I think it's still Interfor. Yeah, it's an Interfor mill, and I think they just mainly cut studs here. So this is like, basically short units of lumber come out of this place, and this has been here for a really long time. And then here's some of the lumber up here.
How's you driving?
I'm an excellent driver. That's right, a very good driver. Excellent driver. So I'm going to pass this guy right now.
What? Okay, here we go. Oh, where'd you get? Where's the comments go?
Oh, you gotta. So.
Oh, there we go. There was say, what good are mutual funds to be investing in during the economy?
Oh man, as far as investing, I don't really necessarily give investment advice. I don't know if I'm necessarily the person that is going to be the guy that you would want to ask about where it is that you should be placing your money specifically for you. Now, me personally, I don't necessarily go into mutual funds or anything like that. I'm very deliberate and very specific on where it is that I put the money. And generally, I have like a handful of stocks that I pick, and then I have like the 401k. So if there was like a mutual thing that's happening, it would happen over on that 401k. But me, personally, I think each person has to internalize like what it is that's happening within the economy, and then their position personally on where it is that they should be investing. Like, to ask me about mutual funds, I don't know if I can necessarily give you good advice about any one particular mutual fund, because I don't like pay attention to them all to say this is a good one or that's a bad one. That's not necessarily how I go about it. So I would love to answer the question in a more direct way, but I really can't. Sarah loves it.
Remember to hit the like button. Nice truck. Not financial advice, but based on what the Fed is doing and where the economy is at.
Like, I don't think the Fed is very restrictive upon the economy right now. Not like a lot of people say. Not like, the Trump administration would try and lead you to believe. So when I think about how restrictive the economy is right now, or at least the financial conditions, it's not very restrictive at all. And that's one of the reasons why you see the stock market running up record highs, why you see like the real estate market not seemingly to collapse, and why it is that the bond markets, again, doesn't seem to go into a default or a collapsing condition. It's because really the economy is far less restricted than anybody would have given it consideration for. That's that neutral interest rate being elevated that's doing it. Hit the side button. Okay. Yeah, you can just kind of click off of it if you need to.
How long of a drive?
I don't know. What is it, a couple hours, I guess?
An hour and a half.
Yeah,
2 hours.
And at this point, we're only about an hour away from the airport. And there is no way out right now.
Okay.
Oh, we're back.
There we go.
What was it? Oh, hey, Super Chat. What's that?
Oh, fancy now. Battlefield Gaming Dad. Thank you for your insight.
Battlefield Gaming Dad. Right on, man. Are we live? With us as we go through, as we're kind of going through some dead spots. But personally, I would probably use a solid Doug fir beam as opposed to, doing like a laminated 2x12 with a sheet of plywood or something. But I had problems using either one,
But at a meeting with the largest ag lender in the country, they said interest rates will be down 0.25% in 2026.
0.25%? Okay.
Then said it will depend on the new Fed chair.
No, absolutely not. It will not depend on the new Fed chair. I agree with the first part of the statement that it could drop another 0.25 to 0.5 percentage point. That would be, reasonable to think, especially if the target inflation rate was found, if the 2% inflation rate was found, then I think it would be very reasonable to believe that the Federal Reserve would cut the Fed funds rate by 0.25 or 0.5 point. But after that, it will not depend upon the chairman. I don't care who you have in there. Warsh is not going to be a decision maker on interest rates. He has one vote. So I agree with the first part of the statement, but the second part is it's not accurate.
Laggy.
Be sure and read Standard Nursery. Read his comments.
He said it was laggy and then getting better.
Okay.
Fed table and chair.
Fed table and chair.
Simon is living the good life. Fed is in a good position to not cut.
the Fed is in a very good position not to cut because they have the Fed funds rate at neutral. If the inflation is to disappear, if the inflation was to be removed, like all the inflation goes away, then yes, we're going to have a very different situation that we would be facing. But when you think about the credible threats of the possibilities of what it is that's coming, especially that of like the Supreme Court decision on the tariffs, that can have a very profound impact on the markets and markets' expectations of inflation, and that just alone can be like huge. Now you put on top of it the criminal charges on Jerome Powell. Like, as long as, like the Senate has already said, as long as those criminal investigations are taking place, they are not going to be nominating a new Fed chair. They won't sign a new Fed chair in. And if the old Fed chair has, even if he has like met his term, until the new Fed chair has been signed in, he holds that position. So it very well could be that the criminal investigation into Jerome Powell literally keeps him in the position far beyond that of his term, as long as the criminal investigation has taken place and the Senate hasn't approved a new chairman.
Battlefield Gaming Dad. Oop, stop doing that. How do you get him to come? There we go. I lived through the 2008 financial crisis, but was in high school. I'm now in my mid-30s. Do you see another 2008 happening again? My parents lost their 401k trying to not let that happen.
Not in the same fashion. See, the problem that we faced during the Great Financial Crisis is that the Federal Reserve had never ever been at zero interest rates before, right? They have never had, well, that's not necessarily true. They have never faced a condition in which that they had interest rates at zero but could not find an inflationary scenario out of it. And that was a major problem, because typically when the Federal Reserve would lower interest rates, what that would do is it would spark investment into the economy and eventually would hire people, and that hiring people would get them consuming, and that would create the inflation. But the Fed didn't face that afterwards. So when they saw the interest rates go to zero and all the unemployment, right, all that unemployment fell very low, we had historically low unemployment rates, it did not create the inflationary scenario. So now the problem that we had faced back then is that the economy was very dependent upon the working class individual. Not only for the housing market, but for the stock market, for everything. They were very dependent on the working class individual. And as that working class individual fell, right, all their stock portfolios, the housing market, all that stuff fell with them. And then it moved up to the top 10, 20% of households. In order to see the stock market crash like we did before, ultimately, I would feel that you would have to see the upper 10, 20% of household incomes begin to lose their wealth. And that would cause, because they're essentially the ones who are holding it now. Yeah. We, the people who were trying to earn wages to buy into that stuff, fell away from that option. Like, we do it, but not enough. Not enough to make an impact. So are we going to see like financial crisis like that? Is that deja vu? This is my wife, Sarah. This is deja vu.
She's talking about vintage electronics. Doing great. Yes, I am. Welcome. Good luck in Vegas.
Thank you. I
Heard
appreciate
it's
it.
gotten crazy expensive. Yeah, it sure
What
is.
Vegas has?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, when we went to the Silver Symposium, I could not believe how expensive it was to be there. Like, I dumped so much money in Vegas and I didn't gamble or drink. Like, what in the hell?
Lost audio.
What's that?
Lost audio.
Uh-oh. No audio still?
I don't know.
Oh, bummer.
What you driving? Thoughts on the tariff ruling at Supreme Court? Haven't seen it in the news for a while.
Are we getting audio? Give me the thumbs up if we're getting audio.
Audio's good.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. Yes, in the years go. The Supreme. Sarah's laughing at me. The Supreme Court decision has been delayed, and from what I understand, they are supposed to come up and give the decision February 20th. So we have like next week. I am so looking forward to this. I am in anticipation that the Supreme Court will shoot these tariffs down. And then there's going to be this huge bonus paid out to the corporations because essentially they have already passed the prices on, right? That's how the tariffs work, is that the corporations say they pay, but it don't. It's the consumer. It's always the consumer who pays. And so ultimately the tariffs are going to get called off. The reimbursement will take place. The corporations will get a huge bonus off of this. And then Game 2 plan will be initiated and the tariffs will be back on the table.
Did you say you still own XOM? XOM.
XOM?
Yeah.
I don't think so. What is that?
Matt Bittner X. Did you say you still own XOM? I don't know. Maybe Las Vegas.
Is that Cosmos?
With everything expensive, do you think the stock market is overvalued?
Well, okay. Yes and no. I mean, yeah, it's overvalued, but we have an insane amount of money that has been printed that pours into the stock market, bond market, real estate market. Where is it that the people who have access to the new money put their money? Is there going to be more issuance of debt or less issuance of debt? So if it's more issuance of debt, which is most likely going to happen, the people who have first access to it, which is going to be the people at the top, are they going to use that to then buy into assets, which is going to be bonds, stocks, real estate, businesses, stuff. Well, I see houses up here. Hopefully we got cell towers up here we can connect with.
Believe in paper? Do you both believe in paper silver?
Believe in what way? Like that it exists or that you should buy it? 19 people watching, you know, everybody gave up.
Down, yeah.
That would be the question. Like if it's I don't believe in paper like you should go and buy a bunch of paper silver for the long run. If you were looking to make money off of the silver move, then yeah, definitely buy into the ETFs and flip them. But I'm not encouraging anybody to do that. Like when I buy silver, I'm buying silver because I like the insurance policy. I want the physical metal and I don't really care what the price is. All I care about is how much I have as far as ounces go. That's the important part to me. So again, you have to ask the question, what is it that you want silver to do for you? Are you looking for that paper silver to give you like security? I don't think that's going to take the place. But if you want that paper silver to give you an option to maybe make a move on or make money off of the silver move, then yeah, I mean, why not go for it? I mean, everybody else does. 41 people. Go share the video. Let's get a bunch of people on here. We're getting closer to Portland. We'll have the cell towers more frequent.
Simon, please tell me you bought the Balenciagas.
I got these really cheap. What are these things? These are like that's Benny.
Yes.
Yeah, Benny. Thanks to see you, man. It's great to see you here. Thanks for joining us. That's what I should say.
39 people.
Yeah.
Very good at this. Not financial advice, but do you still see Bitcoin as a good investment considering what Peter Schiff thinks about Bitcoin?
Okay, so here's the thing. I have a whole ton of respect for Peter Schiff. He's my favorite economist when I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on within the economy. I listened to more Peter Schiff than just about anybody. He gave me one of the greatest interviews on this channel that I have ever gotten from just about anybody out there. I was very happy with it, and every conversation that I could ever possibly imagine that I had personally with him was somewhat professional, except he's a gold salesman and he will never, ever, 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 ever tell you anything that you should buy Bitcoin. So to say, you know, the advice of Peter Schiff when it comes to Bitcoin, it'll probably be one that you should never ever own it, because he is trying to sell gold, right? Like, that's what a gold salesman would tell you. But it's not meaning that his information, it needs to be discredited, not by any sense. Like, his information is incredibly valuable. But when it comes to like the comparison to Bitcoin, like population, and I don't a lot of expectation outside of it being what it is, a digital currency that has a pretty cool feature of being able to do transactions with just about anybody in the entire globe without authority intervention. That's neat. Like, that's a neat feature to it, but is it valuable? I don't know if it's any valuable. I don't give it any kind of value outside of that. Now, my goal is to get a hold of 1 Bitcoin. I'm not sure why it's 1, but that's what it is. It's 1 Bitcoin that I want to get. Once I get there, I'm not sure what else I'm going to do other than have it. If it goes up to 400 dishes, is going to be pretty happy with that. You know?
Yes.
But
not a dad's car. How far is the drive? About an hour and a half. I'm not buying Bitcoin because it's too complicated to buy and hold.
no, it's not. No, it's not. It's super easy. You can download Cash App, you can download Robinhood, you can use PayPal, you can use Venmo, you can use all these different things in order to acquire Bitcoin. It's super, super easy. There's nothing to it. What's the super chat?
It's from the Ringer 9999. Hey, you have a safe and fun there. First time I can see on book.
Oh, nice, man. I remember you, brother. Very cool, dude. Thank you so much, and I'm very proud of you to have made it into real estate. And remember, it was really your passion that wanted to get in there. I'm just another dude telling my story out here, and I try to be entertaining and somewhat useful and helpful with the information. But it was deep down inside, you knew you wanted to be in real estate, and that's what got you into it. And I really appreciate the compliment, and I really appreciate the support in the super chat. Thank you, man.
Okay, Benny wants to know about the car and why you're driving 30 over the speed limit.
I'm not. I'm doing the speed limit, Benny. Everybody's passing me, bro.
It's not a rental, it's Dad's car.
It's Dad's truck.
Shared this bill. Hider might have to replace him, Deja says. Sorry, not reading this. What's your speed?
I'm 71 miles an hour on a 70 mile an hour speed limit. And everybody passing me. Like, I just saw this old lady. She was like, dude, what are you doing? You know?
Please don't get Simon in trouble. He's not speeding. No, he's not.
Besides, we got so much time to get to the airport. Like, my flight isn't for another 3 hours, and we're gonna be there like a million hours early. We might even go someplace and hang out for a minute.
Go to lunch first.
Yeah, okay. Go have lunch on the sushi conveyor belt.
Please be careful about telling people where you're going. There's some weirdos out there, especially in Las Vegas.
Yeah, but, well, here's what's funny. I'm going to be in Las Vegas, but I have no idea, like, where the address to the place is. And I have no idea where the Airbnb is. I'm just going to show up in Vegas and then call all-nighter. That's what I'm going to do. Say, bro, I'm here. You got to come get me, man.
You should buy some new Balenciagas for the occasion. Oh, I thought I got a Prada, though. He said I get a Prada and you don't get any shoes this trip.
What's that?
A Prada.
Is that a fancy
one of those
shoe?
fancy, like, Tiffany stores. You know,
Oh, right. Okay.
super fancy store in Vegas.
It shows how redneck I am. How many people? We got 43 people?
43.
Nice. Well, you guys are sticking it out. That's cool.
Why doesn't it come up for me? Are you going back to the Sunshine Mint?
Oh, I wish. No, that was a really cool event that was with the Silver Symposium. And yeah, they took us all, like, there was a good dozen of us or so that they took on a tour through the Sunshine Mint. That was absolutely incredible. I mean, I never thought I would see so much silver in my life. I mean, I held 1,000 ounce bar of silver, and they had picked up this 1,000 ounce bar and handed it to us, and we all got to take a picture with it. And that 1,000 ounce bar came off a pallet that probably had, I don't know, 35 of those 1,000 ounce bars on it. And I probably saw over 100 pallets like that. There was so much silver there, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. It was unreal.
I was trying to explain to someone how the tariffs would be a bonus for the corporations as they are reimbursed, but would not be reimbursed, would not reimburse their elevated prices. It was challenging to make the point.
Well, here's the thing. This is the thing that I found, is that economics is a lot like religion, in that the moment that you try to start to explain something, somebody will interrupt with a "but this," right? And then you got to explain that, and then this other stuff, right? It becomes very difficult. I wouldn't try explaining it to anybody who doesn't want it to be explained. Right? Like, if somebody says, "What do you mean that's going on?" And it was just like, "Well, I'll tell you if you really want to know." And if they seem interested, then tell them. But don't try to convince them. I mean, there's no way. You can't convince anybody of anything. You know, that's not going to happen. Information, and that's to your, the more people know about it, the more competition you have. They're your competition. Let them think it. Yeah.
How do you feel about Coinbase stopping selling yesterday?
I've experienced that in the past, but I didn't know that had happened, so I would really have to think more about that as far as, what happened, what's occurring, if that's an issue. I know I've had issues in the past where it got really high in demand, and sorry guys, we got traffic kind of moving around. Okay, I know, like, in the times that the website essentially got bogged down, and then they just you couldn't log in, you couldn't be in that sense, that's very discouraging, because those are the people who are looking to, like, trade, like day trader kind of aspect, like, I want to get in and out right now. And I'm a dollar cost average kind of person, so I wouldn't, like, whether or not I bought or sold in a single day, it doesn't really make that much of a difference, like, because I'm not trying to make money off of the price move itself, other than, like, being in the position at the right time as far as overtime. So, like, if I accumulated, awesome position to be in. But as far as, like, the issues on a day-to-day basis with Coinbase, I can see where that would be. There you go.
Simon, you're not on Lee Erickson. Watch for the police.
I'm watching. I'm everywhere, Benny. I'm vigilant.
Most day traders lose money.
Yeah, I know I did as a day trader. I didn't do very well. I learned a lot. That's the important part. Like, you learn a lot doing, like, you will never learn lessons as good as when you lose money. Like, those are the best lessons ever learned, So, I learned a lot day trading. And I just came to the understanding that it's just easier, just a dollar cost average over time. Oh, I need to get in there.
Simon needs Starlink.
Yeah, I do. You get on I-205 over here, guys. Okay, never mind. We're good.
57 people watching.
Hey, nice. Thank you for joining in on the live stream, everybody. It's cutting in and out, so, we're flying down the highway here.
You dollar cost average, but aren't there times when you just hold off historical highs, etc.?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily buy at all-time highs. Like, I haven't bought in silver in quite a while, just because of the move off of it. Now, the last move in silver that I did, I actually did for buying the Suburban, which was, I took 100 ounces of silver, traded it for the Suburban, $3,000, and then bought the silver back at $33 an ounce. So essentially, I sold the silver for $30 an ounce and then bought it back at $33 an ounce. By the time I was buying the last bit of silver back, silver was up at like $40, $50 an ounce. So I was buying my own silver back under spot price, essentially from the deal that I had made. But other than that, I haven't really loaded up on any silver since that time.
I'm doing some research. I need to download and figure out how to set up a hardware-based Bitcoin wallet, or I have to trust a third party and give them my personal information.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. You have to trust a third party and give them your personal information, because the United States has something of know your client, meaning that they're not going to sell you any kind of assets or do any kind of banking or anything else that they don't know who you are. So you can download a wallet and then find somebody that will then exchange Bitcoin with you or sell you Bitcoin personally and like put it in your wallet, or try and find somebody to work for and then they'll send you Bitcoin. But for the most part, it prevented me from.
Oh, there you go.
That's what prevented me from actually Bitcoin at $18, is because I wanted to buy it anonymously and I couldn't find any. Internet's cutting in and out, guys.
I deal with reputable dealers. Deja says, "Hell, hero, I deal with reputable dealers." Yeah. I thought cryptos were anonymous.
No, cryptos can be anonymous. Right? Especially if you're dealing in like privacy coins, things that are actually trying to be anonymous. It's not necessarily anonymous. Every transaction's on the ledger, and they know who you are, and they know your wallet. They know every transaction that you've ever done, and every transaction that anybody has ever, or every wallet that has ever done, that's ever transacted with anything that you've ever done. Like everything, the ledger is available for everybody. Not everybody knows who owns what wallet, though. If they can figure out what wallet, then they know it's actually done. And so for me, like, if you want to be that anonymous, be in silver. That's really anonymous. Nobody knows nothing about that. Besides, it sucks when you lose all your silver in an unfortunate boating accident, right, Mama?
That's right. What do you do?
What do? You got to reaccumulate. You got to dollar cost average back into your holdings again. It's a sad case, but nobody knew it. That's the nice thing about Bitcoin. You can't lose in an unfortunate boating accident. Although I've heard of that happening. It's really weird. Lost their hard drive.
Come back.
Did I miss the airport, Mom?
No.
I don't think so.
I think it's exit 27.
Is that what it is? No, we got to go over that bridge first. That's what it is. That's what I'm wondering.
Sorry, no comments. Can't find comments. There we go. I'll tokenize some of my gold silver once the banks take over and there is no decentralization. If it becomes valuable, then great, and if it gets taken, then whatever. I don't put much into it. It says,
if it got taken, that would be pretty upsetting, right? But if it went to zero, that's my fault. Right? That's that would be like, well, my bad. But to have it taken, that would be pretty disappointing. Why would they take it? That seems odd. Like, why would they take it unless they were confiscating it for backing of the currency reason, right? Like, you know, back in the day when they had a gold confiscation, that was because they were on the gold standard. When people say, oh man, they're going to confiscate gold again, and I'm like, are they planning on going back on a gold standard? I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's what they're going to do.
And he says, as bad as the dollar is, Bitcoin is worse. Bitcoin gets seized at higher rates. And I heard 80% of the government Bitcoin holdings have been through confiscation.
Well, are you talking with the illegal activities that have taken place? Like, comparatively, like how many dollars have been seized and confiscated from illegal criminal activity? Like, if you're, I mean, to compare currencies, like, you know, if Bitcoin's been seized, how many times has like dollars been seized? Way more on a dollar basis than Bitcoin, I'm sure.
They took gold once, that would have sucked.
Yeah, well, they did take gold. They confiscated it in the 30s and didn't allow it to be had again until the 70s. But again, to think like why they did it, and they were on a gold standard. They needed the gold. They couldn't allow you to have it. And by being on that gold standard, they were looking to confiscate all the gold out of the people's hands. That came to an end, and then the need to have the gold confiscation, that came to an end as well.
I watched a thing about how financial institutions need to get rid of public wealth in order to decentralize, and people already have had their crypto taken right out of their wallets.
For what reason? Like, this is where I'm like, okay, like I have crypto in a Coinbase wallet, right? Now, my level of concern about losing it is very low. Like, where is it that the bank is going to confiscate this from me? I haven't seen it. I've lost crypto to crooked exchanges, right? That happened to me. But I'm not that concerned about Coinbase confiscating or the government coming in and seizing that asset from me. I mean, that might have happened in some other country out there, and I wouldn't doubt it. But I'm not worried about that happening here. Ultimately, if it took place, I'm concerned about any asset that you have ever had with the banking system and your trust for on. Hit that button right. Uh-oh, are we seized up?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
All it would take is, say, Microsoft cooperating with the banks, which they do.
No, I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm saying why would they do it? Right? I mean, and if they did do it, what kind of confidence loss to take place? Even people who don't like crypto or are invested in crypto would then be questioning whether or not any of their assets could be seized. Right? At that, they can't do it. I'm just saying, why would they? Yeah.
You should be more worried about it going to zero.
Yeah, I would be more worried about it going to zero. Absolutely. Yeah. Which I'm not worried about that either. You know? But I agree. I'd be more worried about it going to zero.
Break the public and they'll sign on to centralized digital.
You don't have to break the public. All you have to do is offer them free donuts and Wi-Fi. Serious. You don't have to break them. You don't have to force them into it. You just offer them something for free and say you have to do it through this digital tokenized dollar, and they'll be like, okay, sign me up. You know, and they won't question it.
Can crypto be oversold, such as paper contracts for silver? Is it oversold to the physical availability?
I would think that it would be possible with Bitcoin derivatives and stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely, it can be done like that. Yeah, the manipulation within the Bitcoin price now can definitely take place. Once they started doing paper derivative, doing the essentially Bitcoin derivatives, now you can have more Bitcoin out there for sale than actually exists, right? So if somebody wants to get into Bitcoin, they can buy some of these paper, essentially, derivative contracts that are guaranteed in Bitcoin but aren't actually Bitcoin, and then use that as their Bitcoin holdings, never once ever having any Bitcoin or being, in Bitcoin. I need to get over it.
Going to zero is by force too, just with time to react and save yourself. LOL. This happens when they rush, and they're rushing, but they don't want to push it and get backlash either. It's also far easier to self-custody crypto than, especially large amounts, Brody says.
Yeah, but I don't know about that. Like, how much is a large amount? Like, I mean, $50,000 in gold isn't that many pieces of gold, yeah? It's like, stacked like that big. Like, I mean, that's, like, you can carry a lot of, like, you can carry a lot of gold. A lot of value in gold. Like, I'm not saying, I guess what I'm putting at is that the amount of gold that it's like, it's not that hard to be custodian of that much metal. It's not.
They are doing the same with metals as they are with precious metals.
What's that?
They are doing the same with cryptos as they are with precious metals.
When you think about it, that's actually a good thing, in my opinion. Like, I don't know about Bitcoin, but definitely within the metals, gives you the ability to buy undervalued, cheaper silver. I'm down for the idea. I don't really want to spend I don't want to buy silver at $100. I want to buy it at $30, and I want to buy a lot of it.
Simon, is there a high probability that you'll be eating those, making waffles at the hotel with lots of syrup?
I'm not at a hotel. We're at Airbnb, I think, man. I don't know. Might be sleeping in an all-nighter's truck or something.
Oh, Benny, Simon upgraded the car. Everything we thought was a lie.
Everybody knows. Traveling.
61 people still watching.
61 people watching. Right on. You guys are awesome for hanging out with us as we travel to the airport here. Where am I going? That's frontage.
What are you most excited for with this Las Vegas conference?
What am I most excited for? Well, I mean, I love going and hanging out with the guys, and it's just a great energy and great experience just being there in the room, you know what I mean? So it's just like, that alone is just fun as hell. But the experience that I get, and that I've been offered to get up on stage and share my ideas and do a presentation, which I still don't know what the hell I'm going to say, but to be able to do these things, and where do I want to be? Am I still? I think I'm still going right here. These are the things that I think, getting that experience, being up on stage, I think that's what I'm most excited for, is to be able to continue to do that.
It's stuck again. Yeah, comments are not scrolling.
Uh-oh. Well, we're coming up onto the airport here pretty soon. We're in the parking lot anyway.
Yeah.
My ears are popping. I haven't even gotten in the plane yet.
Why should a normie go to the conference?
Well, I mean, if you don't have any intentions on doing anything as far as like chasing excellence, investing into, better way of your life or whatever, and you're just anticipating on showing up every day for work and hoping that's being enough, then I wouldn't say go. You know, I mean, I don't think it'll be useful to you, but if you're looking to try and change your experience so that you can have a better outcome, then you're going to have to hang out with people who are doing that exact thing. Like, you can't do it any other way. Like, I don't know anything about property development. I know a lot about building supplies. I know a lot about building a house. I know a lot of things, but I don't know anything about property development. If I wanted to be a property developer or in the idea of going into property development, I might want to hang out with property developers. Just saying, you know, and that's kind of like, you know, the hanging out with these guys at the ORAD or Rebel Capitalist or any of the other conferences that are out there. What you're going to find from them is the ability to then have a network that is in the same energy that you want to be in, and that's where the flow starts to come from. Like, how is it that you're going to learn anything about property developing if you're hanging out at the bar with people who are talking about, I don't know, sports or work or something? Yeah.
And the energy's amazing at these things anyway, regardless of what they're talking about.
They really are.
Yeah.
Sarah's been to quite a few of them, and you know.
Yep, I'm going to. They're stuck. Comments are kind of stuck.
Comments are getting stuck.
Yes. Well, we're coming up to the parking garage.
Yeah, we're
anyway.
coming up to parking anyway.
There
So
we go. Let me see.
we got any last questions before we end the live stream? How long did we go for?
51 minutes.
51 minutes. Wow.
When you're at your conferences, do many people ask you about Cantillon?
Oh yeah. I mean, I get a lot of questions about Cantillon. We even had, like I said, even signed the book, because I had turned so many people onto the Cantillon essay. Parking.
Simon, during the speech, pitched the Corona effect.
the Coronian effect.
Any thoughts on platinum?
I have one piece of platinum. What do we want? Short, long term?
I guess so.
Yeah, a couple days.
Yeah.
When it comes to platinum, I like the idea of platinum, but the issue that I think I would have with platinum is, who do you sell it to?
We're gonna lose it when we go in here, I bet.
Oh yeah, we're probably gonna lose it, but who is it that you're gonna sell it to, right? Because you have to really think, during times of stress or whatever, and you unload that metal, you have to have a buyer for it. And when it comes to silver, it's going to be real easy to find a buyer. You can just go down to the bar or whatever and find somebody. So, you go down to the bar, you can sell that silver, but the chances of selling that platinum, probably not as easy, right? And so you would have to think, how easy can I go about selling this platinum? And whether or not you're going to be, easy access to that money or whatever. Which way do I want to go here? I guess there's zero that way, so I'm just going to go this way. I don't know how to get around here. So, I mean, I like it for the idea of holding on to it, but let's go this way.
Looks like this is all full too.
Man, this place is full. We're gonna have to keep going up.
Yeah.
So do some more live streaming while we're in Vegas. So definitely tune back in. We'll get some interviews with some of the guys around there, and get some of their opinions on stuff. But in the meantime, I gotta find a parking spot here and then go find my gate.
Oh, there's a super chat real quick
Oh.
from Pigo's Trading Desk, $5.
Thank you so much, man. What's it say?
Hope you can get a drink, brother. I know I'm local there, and we can talk about the drive. Lately, I've been lightning trading.
Nice. Well, yeah. I mean, I'll be in Vegas for a little bit. I don't know how long. 48 hours, I think, is like
it.
about it. I mean, yeah, it's 49 hours or something. So, man, there is no place to park.
All right. How do we call it quits?
What's that?
Are we stopping?
Yeah, I think we're going to call it quits. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Uneducated Economist, you let me know. There's the X right there.